like when we freestyle. All right, we're good to go.
All right. So I don't have a huge list this week, and I just I didn't set out for that, but I just sort of came out that way. With I have my criteria, I look for and everything. Um, it could definitely be a week where new stuff pops up, because one issue we just had monthly options close out, and a lot of the stuff I look at is on monthly options. So people were day trading the stuff that was expiring. And this week is where I'm going to get clarity on December contracts. The best 2 weeks to buy them are the 2 weeks after that, and then then I'll start looking at January more. That's kind of my whole cycle, and I actually might write this up sometime, because if you look at a lot of my best plays, a lot of my the biggest hits I've had have been in small and mid caps in option swings, and I have a whole approach I've kind of refined for that. So that being said, not as much is going to stand out on a week like last week, but a few did, and I think there's some good stuff here. So the first one I have is BIG, Big Lots. We have been discussing this one a couple times since it had its big decline, kind of all fall really, and
Oh yeah.
I think it's in a really good spot. Looks like 18 is going to hold up, and I like this to go to 20 to $22 from here.
Yeah, I hit you last night. I know it was a little late on that, but support for me around 18. 22.80 on the 1 year, 45, 47 on the 3 year. It's a little underwater. 22. If you have 22, the TA side's good.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got January 22C, and so this I like the sector too. Discount stores.
Yeah, who's
You
got
look at what
earnings? Who's got earnings this week? Dollar General, Dollar Tree.
Yeah, I think Dollar Tree.
One of them got Tuesday earnings, which I liked that one. So I'm with
Yeah,
you. I'm with you, and then hopefully this will push with the sector type the sympathy. Pac, where's my earnings at?
yeah, Dollar Tree. That
It's Tuesday.
was like it dropped when it dropped into the 140s. Basically on that previous Walmart Target disaster from early in the fall or like late summer. That was really kind of a gift down there because this really is a 160 is my floor on Dollar Tree, and I think we're
What's the
likely to
what's Dollar Tree? The ticker?
DLTR.
DLTR. Yeah, and they're Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
Um, there's some downside here, like back to 130, 35.
yeah, it's going to depend on the report. I
Port,
mean, it could
yeah.
kind of go either way. And you saw that with Target and Walmart, by the way.
Look at
Walmart did great. Target was bad.
the
Um,
last two ERs on the week, the weekly.
yeah,
They're not pretty. I like flush count. You know how I play ERs. You wait if they overreact and then report ain't bad. I think that's one of the safest plays you can flip and play.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're
Don't get much better than that.
so if you are wanting to gamble, I think you need exposure to both sides on this one. And your problem with it is that it's early in the week, so the contracts are going to be kind of expensive. So like basically, I like this for a big move, but it's to cover yourself. It just you have to put like $500 into it, and
Yeah.
I just don't like doing that. So
Do you want
um,
you want both of these on the list or no?
yeah, no, it was my next one,
Okay.
DLTR.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
perfect. Perfect.
so that was kind of my sector look, and we already have Ali, and I missed this one, but did you see what Ross did?
Yeah. Yeah. What's R
Really
O
nice.
S T?
ROST, yeah.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. It was a pre or a post after hours moving. I have not been hanging out for those, but I seen it.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Okay, so next up for me is this is an
Okay.
aluminum play, CSTM.
CSTM. Caster Minings, isn't that Caster Minings or something like that? No, no, it's not.
No.
No, no, no. I'm wrong.
So this one is they deal with um, rolled aluminum, aerospace and packaging and automotive end markets. So yeah, so basically anyone who uses like sheets of aluminum for stuff, they're into that. And I'd like to, I like the sector overall. I still see a lot of strength in basic materials. If the market um, does dip, I think you're going to get a pretty decent opportunity here because my floor on it is actually 12. So any dip below 12 is likely to recover fairly quickly. And I'm looking for this at 14, 15C into January is where I see it going.
Nice. Yeah, you're a little thick through that range. Um, volume profile 16 and a half on the 1 year. Fortunately, it's 8 on the 3 year, so we're still above water. 10 was your hold. Kind of had it bounced off 10 psych. Would like it to reclaim this 200 on the weekly down here. Yep, yep. It's you're early for me on this, but if you get 16s, I'm totally in.
Yeah, and I'm looking for that momentum to carry over, basically.
Yeah,
And we'll
plenty.
see.
That's plenty of rain. I mean, get back into 20 test if you take like the last year and a half and it had 3 of those. So
Yeah, and there's as long as copper and aluminum prices kind of hold their recent uptrend, there's a limit to how much this will fall. I mean, so it's like a rubber band basically. It's gonna the price of the commodity is gonna pull it up with it. So that gives you um, some information you can use on how long to stay in the trade as well.
yeah, yeah.
All right, next one. This is a sector I do really like, and I never had heard of this one, and I'm not sure if you have. Um, Genius Sports,
G
GEN.
GENI.
Yeah.
I thought I heard of the name, but it was a different ticker if it was.
Ah. Okay.
So
Um.
no,
So
yeah, no.
so yeah, there was Oh, I think I know what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
What is that one? That one with GNUS.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I haven't been on that one in a long time. That one's like 60 cents now.
Yeah.
Uh, they're like they had that deal with Marvel that
Yes.
everyone was all yeah.
Stan
So
Lee.
this one, they deal with sports betting and like the technology infrastructure of sports betting. It's an English company, and just seeing a lot of activity to the like $6 to $8 range into next year, and shorter term test of 5 is very likely to 550 is kind of the short term trade I'm looking at.
Yeah, for 17 volume profile on the 3 year, that's where I'm gonna slap my old handy dandy line at. It looks real good too. I like ads there back even to the 5 test. Excellent find here, P. Excellent. Higher lows, pretty much on the quarter, 350, 375. So the next obvious one would be $4 if you look on the daily. That's kind of the trend right now. Beautiful range though. Little. The only, if I gotta critique it a little bit, the only thing I don't like about it is the amount of shares traded. We're right at a million here on Friday, but Friday was a shit day.
Mm.
We got some 1.5 million days Monday, Tuesday, so I work. I like it. I like it.
Yep. And let's see here. I'm wondering too, since they're in the UK, if
Nice chart.
like World Cup will pick up for them or
It
something.
this has mad
Well,
range. I mean,
when
like
I was in
10 tests would be.
Ireland for I was there for like 4 months at a Trinity College, and there was sports gambling stuff everywhere.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they had little kiosks. Just they're all about that for soccer and rugby, and so it was just it was definitely a big part of sports over there. I guess we're getting that way too, but here I'm just like I'm not like Oklahoma. You have to go to like an Indian casino or something to do that. But
Hey, I'm in the liberal West, and we still got to do that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it's all about the everyone getting their cut. That's the problem. That's why they make us go to the casino. It's as simple as that. They don't want
yeah,
DraftKings taking all the money. They want the cut to stay in state somehow.
yep, yeah. That'll be the thing. So next up, this is
Greedy sons of a.
this is a decent ER flush here. Fetch, Farfetch Limited
Yeah.
FTC.
I love that stock. That's a great stock. Let's go.
10 bucks. Pretty
Yes.
simple.
Yep.
December flow, the 1216 10C is what stands out.
Give me some sold puts, P.
Let me see what I got.
I need to know if I'm 7 or 8. Because if we're 8, we're there. If not, we got to wait another buck. And a dollar's big on my end, just so you know. That's like a daily goal. Dollars are big. But I love this play. Previous winner too. You can check notes. We were on this before. Never really got down to the level, but sure did make the move. 7 to 9, 7 to 10.
So I've got bullish puts at 8 and 7.5,
Perfect.
and no real. They had tried on for 11-18-7. They had tried to pile into that late to take it down, and they failed. So I think 750 is it if it dips below 8.
I forgot how bad the report was. I think the report was bad. They lost money, but they beat on earnings per share, and they missed a little bit on sales. Yeah, their report wasn't great, but
They're luxury, right?
aren't they?
Like
To be honest with you, I thought they were fucking software, but
technology platform for luxury fashion.
yeah, aren't they software?
Yeah, I mean it's like an online ordering for a lot of kids wear.
Yeah,
Um,
they're just the stuff you need. I mean, you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Unless someone's giving.
Yeah, I like this is one where a few weeks ago I was like, kind of like, damn it, I missed the move. But we get another chance. So do not like it over 10, but love it back to 10.
Yeah, no, great. You can see it on the weekly. Again, search the group, please. But for pretty much the year since it got down here on the bottom when Professor first identified it, it stayed in this damn channel. Six, let's say sub 750 is the best time to buy. Right at 10 or a little bit above is the best time to sell. On the share side, it's very, very consistent.
Yep. And another one that we've hit before, and I was waiting for it to get right back to this level because I thought the flow would pick up, and it did. Skin.
Yeah, I kicked that one off a while ago.
So Skin, it on earnings just kind of completely died, and I was not that interested in it in that 8, that under 9, because to me it could have just kept falling. Could have gone to like 6 or something like that. But the way it bounced back to 10 and then has kind of stabilized here. I was looking for 12C and 14C, and that's what I have for December. I've got 12s, and I got 14 for January, and I got sold puts at 10. So it's like just kind of textbook flow setup for me. So that's why I like it.
Did you read the report?
No, I haven't read
Ah,
that.
damn it, I didn't read the report either. But 1355 is your volume profile, and then 1121 on the 3 year. So you're kind of there. I do like it on the other side of 11. Just not my favorite setup, but it's there. It's there. It all lines up. P. It's aren't they beauty products?
Yeah. So they are serum based hydrodermabrasion systems. So yeah, they're like face wash kind of.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, if you want to have like even on the share side, smaller play, like a 9 is your stop loss. Try to get in high nines, low tens, and you're out at 13. I mean, it's playable. But I mean, I'm buying 20, 30 shares. I'm not going crazy here.
Yeah. On the option side, 3 contracts maybe. That's what I'd be looking at.
Nice.
All right. So then next up for me is RAD.
Yeah. We finally got one on my list. No, wait, that's not on the list. That was on the list last week.
Yeah. And I had said I wanted to wait a little bit. And
no, it is here. It is right here. That is the first one on my list.
So RAD. What I have here is I have some. Okay, so something that happens with RAD that I don't quite understand, but it's got to be. They're thinking they're going to get acquired because I see 13C in this like the spring, so like the spring leaps to 13C, and they keep doing that. So like they'll just sort of take a stab at buying those, and not these aren't small buys either. I mean, they're just they pile in to
it's $2
like 5,000 contracts or something. But anyway, the more plausible flow here is to 7 and to 8 in December, January.
13 is kind of like fair market value for it, which is your volume profile area on the 3 year. So I like that, but I'm playing this thing 575 to 9.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I was just a week early just because of the weekly candle. You pretty much had confirmation last week, but there was a trade there. Good pop off the level. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Just for that aspect of what you said, where like they're probably gonna get acquired. They're not gonna go away. Like the brand name, the footprint, market share, distribution, all that stuff is way too valuable just to give up. They also have that partnership with all those apps like the Gooder, Drudex people, whatever, to pick up your shit through the app. So
yeah, they're all like, I always think every time I go to a big city on the East Coast, like there's Rite Aids everywhere. So yeah, they're
what we got out here. We don't.
You got them out here.
We don't really have CVS. We have Walgreens and Rite Aids, but mostly Rite Aids.
Interesting. Yeah, CVS, Walgreens out here, but all right. So that's that. Now next up for me.
This one's got to be off the list. Come on, P.
I've got. Sorry, I gotta get my windows up here.
You're fine. Yeah, you gonna call that one or that one for sure. Don't be cheating.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Dash.
No, sweet. Dash. That is another one.
So I guess like 2 weeks ago, I talked about these software as a service kind of stocks and how it was looking pretty ugly for them, and that was before, and so they all dropped before CPI, and then had a really kind of nice move after that, and have come back down. So I think we're pretty close to where this is gonna check back down and then move up. So Dash, you could just see it's just been all downhill like all year. But they did beat earnings. They do tend to do well with earnings, and then they usually give it up. But here, I like 57 to hold, and it has really good flow to 65 and some plausible flow to 70 a few weeks from now.
Nice, nice. Covered this one pretty well because of the way the volume profile stacks up with my levels. I have 57, 11, and 79. But your volume profiles are like 68 and 64. So confirming those or confirming one of those would kind of be what I would like to see. If you get through there with strength, I would expect the higher numbers to come. But even that $10 range is playable, in my opinion.
Excellent. All right, so next up for me, I think you're right on this one. I know you've been right on it, but I actually think it continues.
Invis.
Is Crocs?
Oh, darn it. I the Invis is the one. I'm like, I it's like your curveball.
I'm not. I have Invis. I do have Invis. It's in my. I'm gonna get to my tech stuff in a bit.
Yeah. What do you got here? What do you got here?
So I've got 115, 120 for
nice.
January.
Nice.
And really strong sold puts at 105. Those are bullish. Sold puts at 110 are bullish. So that defensive 100 is going to be important. But
yes.
But yeah, I think it's just gonna. I think it's just gonna keep going.
You don't have nothing back in that 70, 80 range, huh? It's over down there,
huh? Let me see.
Like they're not even messing with that anymore, I bet.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not.
It yeah, I've definitely flow dependent here because of the range is so big. I when I covered this one in the video this week, I said 120 to 150. It's got to settle somewhere in there, and the flow will kind of dictate that. Kind of proud of myself on this one because I won off this way before the group, and then I brought it up. I brought it up as an example, probably like in the summer, to Professor, and you don't get too many wows out of the Professor.
Yeah.
But I was back on this. You can go again, look at the timestamps in the $70 level, kind of anticipating it to retrace a little bit. So I'm glad we're on it because even to 20 or 50%, that's still a huge move from this $100 level. And we do have some safety of a floor now around $80 on the TA side. So good stuff. I love it.
Very good. All right. So I have.
Hey, will you give me a 150 leap on that? Not right now, but you want to throw one out there sometime?
Yeah.
Because I think they got to be cheap, I would think.
Yes. Yeah, you can get those pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And they'll move nicely if you do move into the 115, 120. Yeah, those contracts will be good. All right, so I have a couple of oil plays for us. These are kind of like one is kind of a midstream pipeline. ETRN. Been a while since I've been in this one. Really just like the it drops and it's kind of consolidating here. And I just see a move back to 10 in January. I've got December's to 9 and sold puts at 8. So some stability to this, and I just think you get any kind of uptrend in the sector, it's going to bounce right back to some of those previous levels.
Yeah, 775 ads for me playing the 10 with you. Great setup. Great setup. God, you might not get some. You might have to buy eights here. I think
Yeah, I don't think if it when it dips under 8, you're talking about a very much an intraday or
yeah,
even like a pre-market kind of thing. So
yeah.
have a plan and grab them down there when you can. All right, so next up for me is this one had been running a little bit hot. I do like it to hold its uptrend. Is Nog Nog, and
Nice weekly.
basically looking for this. If I can get it under 36, that would be great. Anything close to 35, that's a really strong level, and I'm looking for 40 plus out of it.
Yeah, I got no upper target, but I'm with you on the 36 or 32. I mean, 32 is load the boat, especially in this trend. 36 is probably the best you're going to get.
Nice.
Um,
Um,
yeah, yeah. This is breakout written all over it.
yeah, I like them a lot. I this is my second time trading it, or will be my second time trading it. So,
Yeah. Yes. You're probably going
all
to get
right.
below
So
34 again.
my next one is I feel like this stock is has to bounce here, or it's just going to absolutely die, and that is Ride.
Yeah, it's on my list.
And I'm not just like throwing a dart either. The flow is there for me at 2 to justify including it. So yeah, so I like it to move back to $2. From there, I have no idea, but that'd be a good enough trade for me.
If that ain't a head and shoulders on the weekly, I don't know what is. But I like this 150 level. um, I like a 153 to 229 is what I have. Hard to tell if it's gonna have less of a pop or more of a pop. Probably news related, but this level's pretty safe for me. Again, when you get the 153, when you get above 170, that's where your 1 year volume profile is. 183 is the 3 year. So if it confirms that range, I like hanging out into it a little more. If it shows weakness there, just take your 20 cents and call it a day. Um, but no, I love this setup currently.
I think the first time I bought this, I think I paid over $20 for it.
For ride?
So yeah,
Dang.
looking back, let me see. Yeah. I was so this was I was just following hype back then. Yep, that was it. Yeah,
did you
God.
get did you make money? Or
No, I didn't lose a lot of money either. Because this was after I not to hold like started to learn about stop losses and so I bought it like 22 and like got out at 19 or something.
That's not
So
bad. That's not bad.
yeah. I didn't ride it all the way down to
You didn't ride it.
yeah yeah. All right, so this next one I have a lot more confidence in. Um, MVIS.
Hey.
And I was interested in when it in October tried to do something. I was like, why the hell didn't I have flow on this? I usually do, and I didn't really have a lot back then, but now I have what I look for. So I have 4C for 12/16 and into January, February, 5C, and I have some March to 6. So um,
Woohoo.
yeah, so I think this could make another one of its moves. It seems like a pretty big channel to me
Yeah, I got
that it
311
operates in.
311 581.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
I talk
And
was talking.
if you look at the strikes, 3 to 6, so same
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking major crap how usually in the video how I usually call this at 455 instead of at 3. Like
Yeah.
that's when the flow gets really strong on this. But 3 is the level where you want to be in. This 310 three and change. Been real strong the whole entire year since it got down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, and this is something about learning about trading that you just sort of takes time. When you have a reliable channel like this, like Fubo's the same way, it could break down and you could lose it. But if you're going to lose it and you bought at the bottom of that channel, who cares? Like, it's not that big of a deal. So, just you get in down here, the risk reward is just so good for what it can do and has done a couple times now that, yeah, it's a great setup. Love it.
I go a little bit of unk here on this one, but there's two ways to trade shit like this. Either, well, three. Either you trade it off the level because you trust it. It's 311. You trust it. If not, you don't trust the level, or you think the market's weak and you buy under your level. You just try to buy it on the dip, so when it comes back to your level, you have a better entry. Or you don't trade it. I mean, that's that simple. It's A, B, or C. Like, either you try to get a super good bargain on it, or you trust your level, or you leave it alone. There's plenty of other stocks out there. Find something you're confident in with the way it moves and the levels you have.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then, so my last one, I completely changed my mind on this, and it was based on your comments. And then I took a deeper look at the flow, and I'm like, yeah, I think this might actually work. Carvana.
Yeah.
So
you totally looked at my stuff. I'm proud of you, P. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it was because I've had a lot of success with Carvana. I gave up on it when it broke down from some of my lines, and yeah, so I just thought, well, it's dead, it's gone, it's going to go to $5. I actually do not think that's going to happen. Looking at the way that the flow just completely stops at 750. So there's no bearish pressure under 750 on it. It's not like Beyond Meat where I keep seeing them take it further and further down in leaps. They're just completely backing out of that. I think whales probably see that. I mean, I'm not a big short interest person, but this could definitely be a short squeeze. And the flow lends some support to that, where you have March calls at 20 coming in with heavy volume. The more plausible stuff coming in is at 10 for this week and next week, and then everything above 8 is bullish on the call side, and there's no bearish puts left either. So that can change, as we get into the week and I see what the weeklies do, but definitely one to watch. A lot of risk here, but heavy reward too, because this can actually go to $20.
Yeah,
and fairly quickly.
21.94 and 39 was our channel. When that gave up, definitely walked away. Not that it was my favorite up there anyways, but the way it's confirming 8, it's cheap, it's a household name, another acquisition target. I like a lot about it. Down here, I don't think it's, as covered in the video, I don't think it's one like you hold. You just play the momentum. This is more of a overreaction momentum play. If any kind of news of an acquisition or something comes in like that, this thing will go to 20 rather quickly. I'm with you on that. But the playback to 10 is what I'm looking for, though. That's all I want.
Yeah,
8 to 10.
Well, I want to be in 20C for the playback to 10, and so I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. So if you buy March 20C for $80, and this goes back to 10, those, depending on a couple things, but those will double or triple in value easy just for that move back to 10. So and you have plenty of time on them to, if it's going to play out and it's going to do what we think it's going to do, then you get a couple of these and you just, you're not stuck day trading it. You're just going to wait. You're swinging lottos, basically. So that's what I like on it.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
And I would set my stop at like 50%. because I would just have one or two of them.
Yeah, to be honest with you, this is probably a better play for next week, but I would like to be early.
Yeah. Yep. So all right, so that's my list.
Word. Let's. Which way? I always forget which way we go. Do we go hot list or my list?
We go hot list,
Oh, that's right.
and I'm gonna be cutting quite a bit this week,
Yeah.
and it's not because I just think they're bad setups, but I just want to sort of start fresh after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And
yeah. I think I have 6 total that I wrote down that I would argue over. The rest of them I'm not really like I don't have to have. So let's do it the traditional way. ACB
um, gonna cut weed.
with you.
Gonna wait for more catalysts will come. We'll just wait on it.
Definitely. AG.
I'm gonna walk away from silver as a hot list play right now, but I'll have my notes up and I'll talk about gold and silver.
Yeah, I'll scream that this comes back to 8, but it's kind of in the middle for me right now. Totally with you. ASTS.
Got what I wanted out of it.
Okay. Build-A-Bear.
Got what I wanted out of it.
Love it. BTU. We'll see if he's for real.
I'm keeping BTU.
Let's see if he's for real or not on this cleanup.
Yeah.
No, I like BTU. It's tradable from the share side too.
It's that 30 break's gonna go crazy when it happens. So
I like to play just 230.
Sure. Yeah.
Great find. CAG.
Got what I wanted.
CDE.
I actually want to keep this.
Really? Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Not me. What do you see?
So 4. I see 12, 16, 4C.
Okay.
And I just sort of like gold right now. So.
Okay. Ooh. We'll get there in a second. CENX.
Yes, I think we should keep this. 8 is very likely to hold if you can get it. If you miss the first one, you could play this 8 to 10. I think.
Okay. CGE is weed, so I assume that's gone.
Yeah.
We hit 430. That was the move. Coin.
I'll be trading coin. I'm going to take it off the hot list because you can't trade my lines right now. The only line I think you'll be able to trade is a rejection at 47. So, yeah, I'm going to take it off for now.
Perfect. Calm. I still like the setup. If you don't have flow, I'll take it off. But I love the TA on where it's at. Like you need.
Where does your TA? Let's see if the TA lines up to my
930 and I 11 or 12. So I'm holding.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, let's keep it. I got 120, 11 C big buyers on Friday, and 9 puts are bullish. So
yeah, it's just gonna settle there. It's gonna settle with a chance to pop. I mean, if you look at it, it's got 2 higher highs, 1 to 12, 1 to 14. I like the stock.
The fact that it actually was down here in early October gives me some optimism too. That it has some history at this level. So
yes,
yeah, I like it.
Yes.
What are your ads on it? Like 880s or something like that, or
no, right at 9s. The 9s.
9? Okay.
Yeah. No, I like the 9s, and then you just either get out at 930 if it doesn't break through, or just let it reset, or write it up. I've only gotten one good trade out of this a few weeks back off the 930 level, and it gapped up, so I got out. But I'm used to leaving a lot on the table.
Nice.
Disney.
This is actually a good spot to add Disney. I don't have the flow to keep it on the hot list, but I mean, if you buy Disney, this is kind of where you buy it. So, but I need some.
Let's put it in the hot stove.
Okay.
Let's do that weekly play because we kind of neglected that, and let's just
Yeah.
each write up Disney this week because I love the 92 level as well. DraftKings
Um,
17s or no?
I actually I started looking at this one when I saw some FinTwit people who really kind of suck were bearish on it. So I was like, what's going on here? Yeah,
I know who you're
uh,
talking about. That's the best part.
yeah, yeah. I'm still actually pretty bullish on it. I got 19C for
Yeah,
January,
that,
and just a lot of strength around 15.
yeah,
So yeah, I want to keep it.
yeah, love it.
Goes with
Uh,
the gambling.
yeah. DNA. We ran into an offering
Um,
last week.
yeah. I'm gonna go and take it off.
Yep,
I don't
with
have
it.
what I usually on it. Yeah.
Yeah. A DNMR.
I'm gonna take it off,
Sweet.
and did have a couple good days. It's probably gonna check back down to 250, and then new flow will set up. But catch it next week.
FSL.
Uh, Flow's pretty quiet on it. I just don't have much
Okay.
to go on.
Be
Yeah.
back next week. Funko.
Let's see.
Need a full report here, sir.
This is just so much like Tub. It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we need to get it back to 10 again. I mean, we need to hold 10, or if not, we're going to check the 750. But the gap is just too good to ignore.
yeah, the flow's weird. I don't actually have a lot at. Well, here actually I have February 10C, and those are like $80. I have June 17.5
Mm-hmm.
C, and there's no the 7.5 puts are bullish, so there isn't really an attempt to bring it much lower.
Yeah, but we're middle
So,
between that and 10 right now. That's the problem with it.
yeah, yeah.
We can come
It's
back
gonna
next
take
week.
some.
Short
It's
week.
gonna take some patience. And
Yeah.
we've got time. We can take it off. It'll probably be at 10 on Monday. That's fine.
Sweet. I like it. FSR.
Now this is probably my favorite EV stock, to be honest. More so than Lucid. I take that back. I like Rivian more, but for the real small caps, I like it. And I do have nah, uh,
Nah, nah.
no 10. Yeah, we'll take it
All
off.
right.
We'll take it.
Fubo.
We know about it. We can come back to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, Fubo. Well, I watch the news, so when the news comes in, I'll say something, and that's usually when it's going to move, anyways. When they got a new
Yeah.
t-shirt design or something. Fubo.
Uh, yes, I like Fubo. There's just too much activity at 4 and 5 to ignore it.
It's finally getting eyes too. I like that. I do like that
Yeah.
part about it. That's when everyone knows about it. So
Yeah.
Givo,
Off for now for me.
go.
Um, Too quiet. I'm gonna take it off.
That's a good example of like even when our plays aren't the greatest, like you don't get like super bagged. This thing's been around
Yeah.
15 bucks. It is what it is. It just never broke the level.
Yeah.
Heminex, kind of SR flipping 650. I don't know what you had in the beginning.
Yeah, I had 8s and 9s.
Just never got
I'm a
there.
little cold on semiconductors right now.
Hurts.
Hurts.
Oh, a lot of our plays are doing what we thought at the time. They just don't have follow through or gas, and they kind of come back down. That's just what it is right now. It's just the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some weird
so
stuff.
Hertz, I still got 20 on Hertz. So I don't know. but I kind of wanted it to hold 18 better than it
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
So we might check back down to 16 here. So I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
know
that's a good.
we always kick ourselves in the ass for not buying it at 16.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on the 18 though. I'm with you on the 18. I fully agree.
Well, because the flow in the puts at 18 was bullish, and it still broke below it. So
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Kodak. I want to clean this up anyways. It's not like we can never come back to it.
I'm gonna take Kodak off for a week and see what happens.
All right. LRN. I got my move there. I don't know what you think about that play though.
With a gap like that, I would expect the flow to be a little better. So I'm gonna just
Okay.
let it go.
Okay. Lift.
Um, I don't like the flow this round. So I'll wait to see if it checks down. But yeah.
Not $100 stocks like Croc Monster.
I'm still very interested in Monster, but not enough to have it on the hot list for this 30 cent move to 100. Um, I still it'll go to like 110 or 115 if it does break 100 with momentum. But
that was like
yeah.
the most unk analysis ever. This one's going to 100 before that one.
Yeah.
And here we go. Nat.
I like Nat. I think it's a little overheated up here, so I'm gonna take it off and see if it checks back down.
Yeah, either you're trading in, you're winning, and you know how to trade it, or not a good time.
Yeah.
Not a good time to start trading it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
OEC.
Let it go for now. I didn't have any volume to keep it in.
You mentioned this one earlier, Ollie.
I do want to keep Ollie. So Ollie is looking like 68 to 72 to me.
Yay, I like it.
Monthlies.
66.42 is our top line. That's plenty of breathing room with them strikes. I like it. I like the setup. 52 is the lower line. 53 offered a couple times last week. Oxy.
I do actually think Oxy is very good here. The reason I had put it on the hot list didn't actually happen, which was for a breakout at 75. It just kept getting rejected, so it never confirmed that level. But yeah, if you trade Oxy, it's kind of more of the same, but not a reason to hot list it. Okay. It's just doing its thing.
With you. PLTR?
No, I don't like it right now.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna lose 7, I think.
I took an L there. I ain't gonna lie about that. I took an L. PSNY.
Let me see what I got here.
If you have 7s or 8s, we're keeping it.
Actually, I've got 10s on it.
Yeah, we're keeping it. Oh, yeah. Choice. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. March 10C.
Yeah, I think we're climbing out of this hole. Not a whole lot of history to say where we'll settle, but I know it's real thin from 6, 7, and 8 in that area. It's really, really thin. So, PayPal.
This is probably the best fintech setup, but I'm not liking fintech that much right now.
Sweet.
And the calls over 90 are all bearish, so I don't think it's going to do much this week.
Redfin.
We had a good read on this. This one was good.
Yeah, I still like it. It's one I wrote.
Yeah.
I don't know what if you have strikes.
Just much better than open and more likely to survive, I think.
Cheaper than Zillow.
Yeah,
I like it.
6. It's going to go to 6, I think. So that's good.
I only wrote down 5, and they're all on. Well, we did 3 of them, so I like it. RRGB.
Kind of nailed this one. 10 has always been my target on it. So
You want to keep
more of
it?
this. Yeah, I do.
All right. Yeah, no, we nailed that one for sure. SD?
I like my other oil stuff better. SD is still pretty good though. If you get it at 18, that's when you buy it.
Perfect. Shack?
Kind of the middle of my flow
Mm-hmm.
range here, so probably going to take it off. Pretty
Shop?
likely it's going to move to 56 though at some
Yeah,
point. Um,
sorry.
shop.
Same thing you
Shop did
just
not
said.
have.
For me,
I'm going to
middle
take
of the
shop
channel.
off.
Yeah, middle of the
It didn't
channel.
have a follow through.
We hit 40 and it just came back down on this 32 to 40 channel.
Yeah.
I think Flow's going to lead that. Like, you're going to have some unusual crap outside of that 40 when it finally breaks. Snow?
I will be trading snow and writing about it. I don't really have a reason to hot list it. The most likely thing that's going to happen is it's going to check back down to 140 this week, and then should probably bounce from there. But it depends on market conditions. So yeah, I'll take it off. But
If
it's
it does,
one to study for sure if you're into those.
if it doesn't get into the 130s, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Space. Great call, P. Great call, P.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to back out of the space place for a little bit. We'll be back for him.
Yeah, no, as a dub, anyone. He was called. He said 5 and then 550. Um, Probably 2 weeks apart, but it was in the mid fours when he was calling it. SWN getting sideways.
Um, yeah, it's as close to 6 as you can get would be good. But I don't have definitive flow. I just know the history. So
You want to keep it
we'll be back for it.
or okay. Tell.
Same deal.
Okay. Yep. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you. Twillo. Didn't get the
So
gap.
Twillo, I think is gonna I'm gonna take it off, but it's gonna be one I might be back on next week if it holds. If it doesn't just completely break down below those earnings lows, good sign. A little bit kind of similar to Roku to me that it'll drop, but then it has some pushback. We're just kind of at an uncertain point right now. I think it might check back down.
Yeah, market conditions I think killed our setup. I think this would have went into that gap if there was any kind of volume around. Whether it
Yeah,
held it or not, that's a different story. But as soon as it got to the gap, there's enough bearish sentiment or bearish people around that it just never. It was that's also a good time to short. So um,
yeah. But the when the market has any kind of sustained upside move, this is going to go 45 to 75.
yeah,
at within a span of a week or something. So yeah, this is a great gap play. We'll just wait it out a bit more.
yeah, I love it at 30.
Yeah.
VTNR. It's another great example. It rejected the 880 level. Like it grinded back up there, but again, it just didn't have enough gas to break that high congestion area.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this check back into the sevens. Or if it does finally break through, then that's a good time to play it because there's
to 15, yeah.
just a massive gap here in a sector that's good. So this could go to like $14, but I don't like it at this particular spot.
No, totally 100% with Professor, 100%. Alrighty, and that is the end of the hot list. Can I switch this over to a? Yeah, I can. Perfect. All right. My list was light, so there's not too much stuff on here. A lot of them are regulars. Um, AA is the first one. I definitely do want to check that. Just because 46 is so strong on the TA side, and that's where we are. and the way it moved off of 40. Um, my still target is 60 from this location.
Sorry, what was the ticker you cut out for a second?
AA.
Oh yeah, okay, great. So yeah, this everything I've said about aluminum is kind of magnified with AA, and I have 55s and 60s, so I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's keep because you're on aluminum this week, anyways, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put that guy on there. I just like that level. CS, which is the Credit Suisse
Oh
guys.
yeah, the enemy of the apes.
Yeah. 429 is the upper level confirming. The lower level's not super far away. 382. Still looking for that, 5.5, maybe 6 on your side. I think
This one was just such a perfect example of the late bears thinking something's going to zero and it just doing the opposite. Yeah, so I do like this. I think the shorts have kind of overdone it again, and 4 is very likely to hold on my end. And I actually have 6s and 10s into next year.
Yeah, I think this is the channel you want to add in down here, under 4.25. Let's pop her on there then.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna trouble you with HUSA, but it's my poopy energy play. If you want a cheap poopy energy play, it looks ready to go again. That's more for you than anybody else.
Let me see. Yeah, let me.
We have enough good stuff. I can notes this if it's super A plus, but if you look at the weekly, man, the 4 is where it's gonna do its thing from.
Yeah. I need to keep an eye on this one because it does actually get some flow these days. Yeah, $4 very likely to hold, and yeah, this can go from 4 to 5 in a day.
Yep.
Easily.
Yep, that's why we like it, B. I played this one. I played this one weekend. I had 1,500 shares at like $1.70, and I woke up and it was $4.50.
Yeah. I had a I had a friend who he had lost a bunch of money on memes, and he had asked me for something, and I just mentioned this one, and he did that. He like 180 to like $8 or something.
Oh, he held. Good job.
Yeah.
I sold as soon as I seen that. As soon as I seen the PL on that trade, I sold so quick.
Yeah.
Neem, you said gold. Was that not on your play? Gold was also close too, but I like Neem set up a little more on my side.
Yeah, gold is in my it's in my notes. It's like one of my contract picks. I didn't do it as a hot list, but yeah, so gold is dominating basic materials flow. It's pretty much all gold and aluminum, and steel is a little bit quiet. So yeah, I like this one. 48C, 50C for December, January is what I got.
Okay. And then where are you with solar right now? Is it just overextended? I have Nova and Run.
Yeah. So yes. So basically, I think I'm looking at Enphase, the flow on it to check back down into the 280s.
Okay.
But I think it'll bounce back from there.
Are you watching the other ones, Nova, Run, those as well?
Yes. So Run is one that I typically do watch, and that one actually could hold at like 28 or so. So it might not have as much of a pullback. But yeah, I want to see 30 breakdown. I want to see what the flow does from there, and then I want to catch the next uptrend on them. So
Oh,
this could play out over several weeks, I think.
okay. That makes sense. Um, Chinatime, Tiger and Tell are my two right now, and dang it, and I can't type.
So Tiger, yeah, this basically,
Is this it, or
uh,
are we getting more? That's what I need to know.
I think we're actually going to get some more. Let's see here.
Because this has been like the pooped out spot on the year. If you look at the year, this is kind of when we start getting overextended. Has
Yeah, I
never
was so
never really flipped.
I could kind of tell we weren't likely to get our China Friday, and actually tried to buy um it was BABA. I tried to buy BABA puts at open, but my broker was not listing prices for them. I don't know why that happens, but that does happen sometimes. Like they weren't willing to sell you anything.
They said no.
Um, yeah, it just all said zero on every price for every option. And when you're trying to catch a move at open and it's doing that, you just got to just move on. So I did Tesla instead, and did fine. But anyway, yeah. So Tiger, um, 750C for March. I've got puts at 5 look bullish too. So um,
Hot list or notes?
notes, I think, but
Thank you.
yeah. But
750.
this does have a now. TradingView is notoriously inaccurate with these Chinese stocks, but do you have earnings for them this week for
Yeah,
Tiger?
Wednesday it says.
Wednesday morning. Okay,
Yeah,
we should watch that for sure.
yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah.
Um, and you already picked one of the new ones I had. That was Crocs. I haven't found these other two. Just wanted to get some new actions charts that I'm also not familiar with. But ENR, which is Energizer Battery, strong 30 here.
Yeah, look
Looks
at
like
that.
looks like 40, 42 ish kind of be our target. That's your volume profile. So just flip 3 to 1 here. Just curious what you got though. Dividend stock.
Yeah, they got a dividend this Friday actually, which by the way, that's a great time to trade it if it flushes. Um, yeah, not enough volume to really say. Um,
Okay.
Kind of interesting to me sometimes these real household names that
Yes.
they have
Yes.
they have options, but the options don't get a lot of action. I just don't know why that is sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's just something I wanted to keep an eye on. And again, another name. Um, just interesting.
Almost kind of like this as a long term hold, to be honest.
Hey, we got our eyes on it now, so it's in my
Yeah,
system. It's in my system.
that could
GL.
easily 40,
Go ahead.
50 bucks.
Yes, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. Is it's something like it's not sexy, right? It's not
Yeah.
going to be the first thing to recover, but it's definitely going to go with wherever the market goes. So if we come back to some sort of normal, that's a $45-$50 stock, no problem. If the
Hey, so
world,
with Energizer and Duracell, which is the Coke and which is the Pepsi in your opinion? Like which is the
oh man,
leader and which is
I think the bunny's leading.
yeah,
I
that's kind of my
really,
take.
I really do. That's a toss up though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I think the bunny's leading the copper top. I just do. Um,
Hey,
GL.
where else
Sorry.
where else can anybody hear about Energizer batteries and stocks? I'll throw that out. You're not gonna
First,
find that.
you're gonna hear it first too. Ain't no one else looking at Energizer right now. No.
Yeah.
GLYC. I definitely made sure I put my screeners for my new stuff that they had options, so I know it has options. Um, but this chart is crazy on the daily, and there's some room left. It looked like.
What's that? Oh, it's a drug company. Okay, let me see.
Yes, I mean I need 4 on your end for this 239 to confirm here. That's what I'm looking for. But the daily, the weekly, that's just too crazy. I mean, it did not respond to anything going on in the last 2 weeks. It said, I'm going to do my own thing.
7.5C for June. Um,
Let me pull the big dog
and
up here.
not yeah, not a small order either. So that's interesting. Yeah, and
Oh,
the 250 across the board is
bullish.
bullish. They definitely plan to take those in the money. So
Unk
you
find
know,
some gems. I love my filters.
yeah. I
You
mean
want hot?
the like the RSI on the daily is just like astronomically high. But just kind of know what you're trading. I think there is something here for sure.
You want a hot list or notes?
I want to hot list it just so that I remember to look at it. So yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
What sparked this? Was it just earnings, or they have some new drug coming?
I didn't get that far. I
Because
just see.
it coincided with the earnings report on the 10th
Are
is when this all started.
you
So
see the daily chart right there?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I guess they beat by 10 cents. They didn't lose as
Wow.
much money. They didn't lose as much money, but they're still losing money. They,
It looks like two had been an important level for it,
yes, yeah, two
and
thirty. I got
so
239, 220 somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah,
When I do, that's a good thing. So when you get under a support level, I put my line at the top of that support. So if it like has a range of let's say like 215 to 240, I'm putting my line at 240 because it needs to get back through there, right? And then vice versa on the other way. If we're coming down, I put it at the bottom of the level because it needs to break that level. Because you usually don't have like a 1 penny range that is support, right?
yeah.
It's usually maybe 5 or 10 cents on these crappy penny stocks that is actual support. The bigger support you can get, though, the better. And that's just in general. If you have like $2 or $3 of support, that's way better. But again, if you're on the above it, I put my line at the bottom. If you're below it, I put my line at the top.
Well, and this actually brings up a good point too. So if you get when you get used to trading options on large caps, and then where 20 cents is nothing, you have to recalibrate yourself when all of a sudden you're trading a $2 stock where 20 cents is the hell of a lot, to
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I think those distinctions just really do matter a lot when you're talking about stocks under $5.
Well, yeah, that's why we talk percentages, right? That's
Yep,
why we
yep.
talk percentages. Bert, you got anything else? Um,
Hey,
we did real
what
good
where
on
are you
time.
at on we caught this one a couple times now, and I'm just curious now that it's back, kind of toying with that 300 level. Netflix, like
Oh, yeah,
looking
okay.
not like not this week, not next week, but like into the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm extremely bullish on Netflix, and I'm curious, TA wise, kind of what you see, because I think this is actually going to go to like 350 or so on my end.
So, big picture, still the level would be the 250, 300 is kind of the channel. We're just looking for a higher low there. So that, let's say 275, 280 holding would kind of be what I would look for to kind of play it back up. That's what you're
Yeah.
waiting for. That's what you're waiting for currently. Um, I do think we'll be in this channel. Let's say it this way: the lower it goes, if it holds here at 287, that 350 could happen by January. If it checks back down to the 70s and 60s, probably a little later because we're going to stay in this channel for a move or two, right? We're going to check up to 300, back down again. So it's just the
Yeah.
strength of this. The strength of this higher low is kind of going to dictate what we're going to do, because we do have a pretty big range from 250 to 350 that we can fill. Um,
So
basically circulate buyers.
okay, yeah, and so basically, like to me, like whales right now, the whale sentiment, if I had to read it, which has been pretty readable on this one, is that in March we're trading at $350. So that we'll see what they based on what happens with the price here, but yeah, that's the current setup I'm looking at, and I agree that the 280s really need to hold for that to.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
exactly. If your thesis is right, then what you need to have for your thesis to be right is probably 280 to hold, or a real like 1 day real quick off 275, and we're mooning, right?
yeah.
Like it's not going anything below that. Yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly how I look at that. I think this chart does kind of eventually settle in the mid 300s. Um, Yeah, yeah, because they're not going
It's
anywhere.
it's one to watch because it actually on if QQQ is having a bad day, Netflix isn't necessarily just following it. So it's actually had a bit more strength than the indices of late. So it's an outlier in that respect, which is something I look for. Um,
Well,
which is why, by the way, that's what originally brought me to Enphase before I even really knew it was a solar stock. I just noticed it in the tech flow that it kind of did its own thing. So I love stocks like that.
and especially on the tech side, more so than let's say like oil or gold or whatever, the market does one thing consistently. You can count on it overreacting, either to the bottom or the top. It doesn't get the price right, and we open there Monday morning. That's not what
Yeah.
the market does. It's going to overreact. And if you take companies like Roblox and now Netflix, they overreacted damn near 100% when they dropped. Like
Yeah.
they went to 20 and now Roblox is 36. This thing went to 150. It's now around 300 or what, I'm spitballing numbers, but it's real close to that. And that's just what you got to wrap your mind around. That part of it is that this is not the price. Is it overreacted high or low, and how do I play that? um, and then try to create what you think would be a fair market value within those overreactions. And that's better than trying to say, oh, this is down 20 or 30%. No, it's just overreacted. Figure out how to play that overreaction, because that's what the
Yeah.
market's going to continuously do.
And by the way, this is why I mean I joke about it, but it actually there's something to it. The the stocks that get kind of clowned the most on Twitter that become this punchline, and they're you see 100 memes about it, about Meta, about Hood, that and when they're at those historic lows, and then people are thinking it's going to drop another 50% from there. You usually want to be on the other side of that. It's why when Hood was $6 or 650, why I was saying, it's not going to stay down here. Um, this is an $11 stock, and it went back up there. Well, now it's checking back down again. So waiting a little longer on Hood, but it is one that I'm going to be into in the next couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, and did what Disney on earnings when it went to 80? I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, it might not last, but if you bought Disney at all in the 80s, you're still not bagged. You're still not
Exactly.
bagged.
Yeah. Yep.
You're just not. It overreacted. I mean, I posted about it when it happened. I took my 88s to like 94, just took the trade, right? But
Yeah.
again, when it's that obvious that it's an overreaction, take a trade. Just take the trade. And I think that's what really holds the Bears back is they're not good at doing that. When it's running hot, they're not good at buying the puts because they need confirmation that it's going down, and it's not going down when it's running hot. But that's when you need
Yeah.
to that's when you need to enter. And it's opposite on share side. I mean, I had to straight tell Viperfish, your best entry is gonna be a red candle. It just is. It can't a good entry can't be a green candle because it's
Yeah.
already moved. Your best entry is going to be red, and then it's hopefully that candle flips back right before it closes. It flips back to green. But when you
Yeah.
buy,
I mean,
it's all
like
red.
I feel like everybody and their brother saw that huge head and shoulders on Tesla, but so many bears wanted it to break through that neckline instead of playing it to the neckline and then going down from there. So that people who want to short it at 180 were like FOMOing at 220 on the upside so, instead of seeing what was gonna happen there. So
Yeah, I got a timestamp in chat. The last time I dropped a Tesla price was on the 7th. Tesla was 220 then. It was
yeah,
220 then, and I said 184. I didn't know the
yeah, that
level.
was
We're rotating around it, but that's just you gotta
and
understand the levels and the way it's gonna react. Sorry, Pete.
yeah, and that was when I pretty much have shorted Tesla every day since the 220s. And it doesn't mean that like it's had some green days, but what I mean by that is I'm looking for a short position. Now I could have just bought puts and done a swing. I just don't like to swing large cap options. It's just not for me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
100%.
so the thesis has just been to, just short the rips every day. And I'd rather have a bearish thesis or a bullish thesis instead of like I'm just going to trade this both sides every day. I don't really like to do like that. You can, but the downside's been more reliable. Same deal on coin. I had been bullish on coin for months and just played the upside. But as the line started to break down on this trip down, I've just been hitting those over and over.
Yeah, RTL is an amazing thing. Yeah, no, it's you gotta go with the flow. You just really do.
Yeah.
And sometimes taking a step back really helps. I think that's what helps me with like Tesla because I don't trade it daily. I trade it like quarterly, bi-quarterly. So
Yeah.
I just look at it a little different because its moves are really easy to predict if you just step back. While we're
Yeah,
there
and I
though,
think and
why? Go ahead. Go ahead.
the thing on Tesla too, the damage to the brand
Yes.
with with
Yeah.
Twitter stuff
Yes.
is not something to underestimate. So it's
No.
taken us into new territory, I think, on it.
I will tell you the day before I buy Tesla, like I did the last two times. I'll let you all know. I promise. I will not buy Tesla without telling you guys. And what P just said is why I gave up the 200 and even this 180 level. Why I'm waiting is because nothing that says Tesla or Elon Musk right now is written in a positive light. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So for me, come on down, Tesla. Come on down. So yeah, 150 is the next stop if we don't hold this level. And I'm a fan of it falling when I'm not in it. So
Yeah, and so the hot contracts right now are 100 puts leaps, but that doesn't mean they think it's going to go to 100. That's always important to keep in mind.
yeah.
That they play out of the money, and the value of the contracts will go up a lot if it drops to 150. So that's kind of my current thinking on it. So it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
My Tesla notes are so different. Like my main Tesla note is buy when Elon sells.
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. Like I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
Because that's when the money's gonna be made. Because it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop like a mother, and then whoever buys it will probably be some big company, and they'll integrate the self-drive stuff in all their factories, and it'll be
Yeah.
GM or Ford. Slut.
Hey, what with that in mind, tell me what it means when you hear that a stock is trading at blank X earnings at 10 times earnings,
10 times forward
or
earnings.
30 times earnings,
Yeah,
or
forward
like
earnings
what
is what it means.
what does that whole thing mean exactly?
So you take the earnings, like your earnings per share, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be profitable, right?
Yeah.
So say you're making $2 because you're profitable, $2 a share, right? That's your profits. And it's a mathematical equation of how many earnings you have to make the price of your share, right?
Right.
There you go. So that's what
Nice.
so it's like your $20 stock, that's 10 earnings. If you're making $2 in earnings, so that would be two and a half. Well, one, two, three, four. Yeah, 2.5 times forward earnings. So it's just your earnings per share. How long would it take to become your share price off your last earnings or your S? I don't know if they use your last earnings, your last three. I don't know if they like use your last year of earnings, just the last earnings seasons, or which metrics they use. But that's what it is.
So that number for a lot of companies is kind of coming back to earth, because I imagine when we were in like the height of the bull market, you had some probably astronomical numbers there of
Yeah. Okay.
a
So
company being profitable, but the stock price was just way out of line with
so
that.
Disney's a good example, the one I know decently, and it's traded 35, 40 times forward earnings, and it's the first time it's been under 20. It's at like 19 or 18 right now since
Yeah.
like the mid 90s.
Ah.
But the number the standard like through history is kind of like 16, 17, 20 is kind of high, as an average for the market, right? As a whole.
Right.
But some of these tech companies in the last 15 years have been 40, 50x easy, like easy.
Yeah.
that's the argument with Tesla. Going back to them, is they were so overvalued. Like some of their price targets right now we're still um, they're like 130, so we're still 50, $60 above some of the price targets they've had for years. Um, but the multipliers traded so high because of the the prospect of them actually being the game changer. So
Yeah, it's that whole the market is forward looking.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where that comes in. Yeah.
yeah. So Ford was a big one too because when they get down um, down so low, they become a good buy. But when they were trading at 25, they've never had forward earning projection like that. I think they were finally above 25, and they've never been above that. They usually sit in that 15 to 17 range. Um, so we've seen the market get overextended by that metric a lot. So I don't think they're really like decreasing. They're just coming back to where they were before, if that makes sense, or
Yeah.
kind of where they should be.
Right. I'm with you.
Word, word. Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, I'm Monday, Tuesday full time. Probably have to tag me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll be checking in. Um, Definitely have a good holiday.
Yeah, I am. So I'm off for the whole week. So I am going to be in Discord a lot, cleaning some things up. I added the whale bot. Everybody should take some time to
Yeah,
play around with that if you're into option flow at all. And I'll have some notes up. And yeah, looking forward to a short week, kind of a little bit of a reset, and we'll see if everybody talks about the Santa rally. We'll see if that materializes in the flow.
yeah. Good stuff on that whale bot. I was playing with it a little bit last night. It's interesting and fun at the same time. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good
for sure.
addition. Good addition. All right. Well, appreciate your time. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.